back to the NDS. We are here at Watkins Glen for race 24. Take a look at the qualifying with East Lemp in the 47 failing to qualify. Back up the woods we go. And here we go. '66 of Ringo on pole. Drivers are all here front to back. Pace car in. We are ready to go. Green, green, green. To kick off the Cheez-It 355 at the Glen. Turn one, Ringo gets the advantage. Oh, but he has to catch it a little bit. They're still going to be battling for the lead. Tiger Man able to get second in that exchange as the front few get down single file. Ben McDonald, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now double file through the bus stop here. Look at them all go. Everybody's wheeling it. Hyperdrive in the gang, fighting for top 10 spots. Headed down in there. Plenty of new faces, plenty of familiar faces. Speaking of new faces, 48 of Port Bot. Port is having a good qualifying run, but getting passed in the race. That's Eric Monaco in the 3. Everyone here having a decent run, just outside the top 10. And those inside the top 10 are enjoying themselves pretty good here. Nick Breeding, 67, battling Born Ready. Born Ready trying to fight for a playoff spot. And the other new guy, Exo Tiger, settling in line. Pretty solid run, all things considered, for these guys. But up front, it is all up to Ringo to run away with it. But Tiger Man does not give up. Take a look at how the 6 is running the S's here. Up and down the hills. It is a tough track. And the top 2 in points are throwing down for the race lead here. So it is very important for these drivers to make sure they have a clean race today. A few seconds back. A little further back, you see some battling going on. That one, Racer and Exo Tiger going side by side. Racer in the 41 has not had the best run the last couple of races, looking to turn it around by slowly working his way up. A little further back, Esri just kind of chilling for a spot, trying to take that from Tank Gunner. Not sure if it's going to work. And they're still going to be fighting for it. And there's plenty of time to get it done. I believe Tank Gunner is going to run the outside here through the corner. Yeah, Esri's probably going to lose a spot. And they're still going for it. Esri actually ran the outside on the final turn better than Tank could have had that there. So Tank falls in line and Esri gets this position. Toad Warrior's falling back to 6th, while Ben McDonald is all over the back of Jake for 3rd. looking out for just trying to get close back to the lead again. Seto had passed Toad, but 34 probably going to get that spot back. They're going to fight for it. Not clear to the inside of the toes here as we navigate this boot section. Misty Viper Loki having a good day. The 34 got a launch clear of 24. And the 31 is going to be fighting for that position as well. Back on course. Back in line. They're going to be lined up single file here. Take a look at that playoff cut line here. Born Ready sitting 10th in points, currently in a good position here. 18th is a solid run. This could be just what he needs to stay above to secure himself prior to Zen Joltis. Tank Gunner, 25th. He's doing fine, I guess. Could be doing a little bit better. He's definitely going to get jumped by the 21. Frosty Wusky currently sitting in the 12th position. Been a fine run for him, just nothing too overwhelming here. Whoa! We got a spin! CS Fast and 11 backs into the wall. And the 48 of Portbot's in it as well. We saw CS go for the move, but it did not think it would end that poorly for either driver. Talking about those playoff cut line drivers, CS Fast and 11 was making a playoff push, but this mistake could really set him back for the Zen Joltis race. Meanwhile, the top two have kind of pulled away completely from everyone else. Toad Warrior 5th, and then top 10 back to Hyperdrive. And CS Fast and 11 now currently back to 28th, 29th. He's getting passed by Angel Madfia. Some of those drivers there. And the 48 of Portbot looks to be bringing it back last. See what the damage is on both the drivers' machines. As we take a look at a replay. It's been a while. Yeah, it is a long lapse here. That's what the boot does to you. So, yeah. If you look at it, you see it's CS Fast and 11 goes to make a move on Portbot. I believe they make contact prior to entry. If not, Port really goes over that curb, and there they both go. The 48 and the 11 both back it into the wall. CS looks like he got more damage, but Port spent more time trying to get himself unstuck from that wall. You can see the whole field go by. Port lined up 42nd. CS in 28th. All right. Any pitters? Doesn't look like there's any takers. Pitting at this track is a bit complicated. CS Fast and 11's coming in for repairs. I mean, I feel like with that hit, you kind of have to. And Port also coming in. So those are two pitters for damage repairs. And guess what? Those two are going to have to be racing with each other at the back of the pack. Isn't this just a fucking blast for both CS and Port? Two drivers involved in the crash with each other now have to race each other. Yay! Ringo and Tiger Man still run 1-2. Coming to what is now a restart, which Ringo absolutely dominates that restart. Driver's a little bit behind. That's really going to be the braking for turn one. These first few really behaved through that braking zone there. But now it's going to be a battle here. Seto losing the ground to Brogan. And Misty Viper also going for a pass on the 24. Yeah, it does not look like it's going to be a legitimate playoff threat if a 24 can't keep her wheels underneath her. But she does hold off the 31 there. Team Duke in the 88 getting kind of trained around by Hyperdrive. Eric Monaco with an outside shot of the top 10. Battle between that one racer and RS Fast in 11. Both drivers really looking for a little bit more here. And looking at Ben McDonald, he's hounding all over the back of Jake for the spot. Watch out there. A little bit further back, you see that's a lot of double file back there. Canadian Lux having to battle Esri. That 9 just needing every last spot he can get. Especially with the 60 just ahead of him. Angel Madfia, KSS, BSS. Oh, the 4 of RS Fast 11 on pit road. It looks like he may have got some unintentional damage from a source. This is not scheduled for the 4 team. Go forth with big damage. Hello. What the hell happened to Go forth? Can't tell. We'll go back on that later. He looks like he was clean at the beginning of lap 7. Now he's crunched. Drivers not having good days. That is a bit of a theme here. That puts Exo Tiger in 15th. Born Ready gets another spot. Breeding and Cocoa Latte racing inside the top 20. And it's top 20 back to Racing Fan. It feels like it's going to be a bit of a race of survival here. Misty Viper, Hyperdrive, they're going at it for 8th. Ben has taken 3rd from Jake. As Toad Warrior now battling the 35. I don't think he's got the best car out here exactly. That 35 is going to be struggling. And it may not be the race win he's looking for. I think he's able to at least keep Toad at bay here. This is for 4th. Let's see where those drivers. I think Goforth is still on pit road. Yeah, something happened to that 45 that really bad. Might have been a no call, but it'll definitely be covered here. There's still some side-by-side battling going on. Darkest Presence's new number in that 54 pushing RBV. And they're going to have a battle through the S's. The Puff kind of taking the spot on Kyle D. That 8. Drivers in the back. Yeah, CS and Port still back there, but the 48 ahead of the 11. couple of the fantasy drivers near the back. Not sure if they're like an unintentional wall for these drivers that kind of got back there on damage. But it is what it is. Caddy King and Kyle D getting pretty close together. That 8 car could be getting into it with other drivers. Oh, watch out for that. RBV staying ahead of the fantasy driver in front of him. KSS, BSS, and Angel Madfia. That's going to be a spot for the 99. He's just trying to keep as many spots as he can to keep the 3 car in check, but where that number 3 is, that might be difficult to do. Currently running 14th, just got passed by Racer. Look at this. Ben McDonald he's got a fast car, but the problem is Tiger Man does not. And they both got to figure out a way to rein in that 66 of Ringo if they want any chance of winning. 35 of Jake slinging it through the bus stop. Hell yeah. Team Duke, another driver that just, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to really keep the battle for points. Pointing his way to the playoffs might be a difficulty here. Zent, that 17, doing good. Misty Vipers see him in the top 10 on the leaderboard. As Zent goes for a pass, he's going to be in the top 10. Team Duke way on the outside. Wow. The 88 kind of bobbling it there. That is going to be some tough stuff for Team Duke to deal with if he can't keep it underneath him. Losing spots left and right is not a good idea. Frosty Wuski's 21. In good position. And look at Ben McDonald. The rise up to second. He's got himself a good one. Take a look a little bit further back. Everyone here is kind of falling into their groove. No real battles on track right now. Unfortunately, we'll have to report the 45 of Cody Goforth is out of the race. Ringo has taken nearly a 3-second lead. Tiger Man in third. Ben McDonald there. He's in second. A position he knows all too well. Jake maintaining top 5. Toad Warrior Brogan. They're doing decent battle here. I'll keep my eyes on Eric Monaco. The Rookie of the Year battle is coming down to crunching the points. And I think sitting there where he is, he'll definitely take that Rookie of the Year lead. Let's see how much time Ben McDonald can gang on the 66, if any at all. Coming to the halfway point, so only one caution. This could be a time where eventually you may be having to think about your pit stop. That won't be for a while, if at all. But if the race goes green, that's definitely on their mind. Jake in the 35 had a bad corner there. And Ben McDonald able to knock that gap down quite a bit. Now, 1.8 seconds is still a lot. Ben ran his fastest lap as a 146.6, well, compared to his last lap of 147.7. If Ringo has more missteps, this battle could open up. Looking at how this goes down. take a look at them as they go down into the boot. You can really see the order. Everyone on the lead lap, so kind of like pick out your guy and see where he is. You born ready, hounding down someone for a spot. I mean, it's really singled out, which you could say this is about the calm before the storm in relation to Zenjoltis. You could say that. But is that going to be true? RS Fast 11 still the only driver who has made that unscheduled pit stop and is still out there. But he's coming up on the back of those guys. Some of the slower traffic in the back that he could get positions on. And with Ben losing time like that, that is not exactly okay, though. Let's do an impromptu freaking replay here of what happened to go for. Oh. Yeah, that'll do it. That he got sent firewall deep into a barrier by Angel Mafia. 99 continues. The 4, not sure where that damage came from. We're back live. We see the 4 going through the S's. Not that far up the road is CS. You can kind of see it here. As he goes into the bus stop, you see the 4 running down. They've lost control of the broadcast of this race. Hi, Seto. Let's get that drone out there and follow you around. Thought that Seto could get the battle going with Brogan. Just anybody here making a move. I mean, the art of road course racing is fine. But at the same time, it really can sometimes feel more like an experience rather than a actual race. A few spots up, and you see Ben McDonald trying to get the 66 back in. The worst part of trying to reel a guy in is you get to turn 1, and it's so slow down there, the slowest part of the track, that you think you would get him, only for it to go back out down these long, windy straights. And it's hell. Coming through the corner. Born Ready's been making up some spots. Definitely got past the 62 of Exo Tiger and is now looking for a spot on Eric Monaco that doesn't materialize. And keep our eyes on this 19. They're doing some good stuff in here. Exo Tiger looking to get back around the 19. Monaco wants to hold that top 15. And we're not sure where the other battles are. Let's take a look. Krugemeyer. This number 60 could be pointing in. Player cards right. That could be a spot in. But number 9 is certainly behind the 8 ball here. Currently running in the 21st position. Seems like forever. We see John X. Sully and Turn 11 side by side. Turn 11, the fantasy driver who shows up at these road course events. Road ringer, if you will. Not really wowing the field right now, but still a decent showing. The 54 getting side by side. See those fantasy drivers getting with it. This is the 50 of the Puff has been back here all the time. You see these two. Kyle D and Caddy King still not getting away from each other, even as the laps wind down. Oh, Port. What happened to Port? He was running fine. All of a sudden, he's not having a good time either. He's getting passed by the 4. CS Fast 11 had a fine lap. RS and Port switching up positions. Port falls to 40th. Wait, Port falls to 40th. Who DNF'd? Oh, Dirtman 5 got into it. I think Dirtman 5 and Port may have got into it. Another no call. So we're going to do another impromptu discovering of what happened to Dirtman 5. Oh. Oh, he got smoked by Fred Jones. Hard into the barrier, and Port sideswipes him. Also takes the 5 into the wall again. I do not understand why these cautions are not coming out, but that would explain why the 48 is not having a good time, at the very least. Zent still maintaining top 10. Let's check back in. Born Ready and Eric Monaco have kind of pulled away from Exo Tiger, and that 60 is looking for the spot on the 62. The new driver of the 62. Keep in mind, Born Ready still looking for the spot on Monaco. God, it must be frustrating. Neither driver really giving an inch through the course here. And that must be frustrating. Here comes Krugermeyer. If the 60 can just make one last push to just barely make the playoffs, that would be what they're looking for. Ringo, I don't know if the pitting is going to happen. I think with Ringo, he's probably going to stay out that bit longer. Yeah, you see the lap times here. Like, it's gotten bad for these guys in the back. You get to see you get to see how sprawled out it is. Toad Warriors blast through the countryside, currently running 5th. Ben McDonald just can't seem to get consistent traction down on Ringo. But these fast-paced bus stop made a good look for these cameras when they come flying through. You can see that part of the track they don't use, just the straight section down through there. Jake went a little bit wide, but managed to hold serve in front of the 34 Toad Warrior. Brogan might get on the action here. The 23 looking for something. Hooey. It's like a blast through the forest side as the trees provide decent view of nature, but the track, it gets a little blocked in as they go in and out of view. Yeah, the pit entry for this track is very treacherous because it is like in the racing line. Nick Breeding sitting 18th, still holding off. Drivers behind him. Canadian Luck's on board this time. It just so close to the goal, knowing that it may have to rely on one very unpredictable race. It is quite a rough feeling, but it's the situation you found yourself in. But the laps are winding down this race. We're at 5 to go. Coming to 4 to go when the leader hits the line, so not really much that can be happening if we have another restart. See Coco Latte and Nick Breeding trying to go side by side, but that put the 0-1 on the outside. Can Racing Fan get there? Still trying to push the 67, but the 0-1 has momentum. Have to slow down for the corners. Whoa, it looked like Racing Fan was trying to dump Breeding, but no, they keep it clean. Up through here. Take a look. Ringo stays out. No one's really pitting. Think this might be going to the end on this one. Esri, Angel Madfia mixing up some spots. So the race that we see might be what it is. Born in Monaco, racing where they are. Ben McDonald's all the way in the carousel. They have drivers on different parts of the track. .40 drivers on the lead lap. Everybody's still where they are. Now, looking at how long Ringo's been out there, you're thinking, this is a long lap for a track like this. Can they go the distance? The only caution they've saved about 2 laps worth of fuel under caution. So they've gone about 17 laps on green, and you're asking for 3 more. And I think Ringo's going to try and give it to you. Coming to 3 laps to go, it looks like this is the race. If they feel they can make it, they might try to commit within the last 2 or 1 lap. But so far, it is all just what you have is what you have. Breeding, getting away from those behind him. Nobody else really has anything here. RS sitting 38th right now. Man, poor. It's just a matter of does Ringo have the fuel. I do believe that the fuel will not be a concern to this point in the race. A lot of the AI are operating under a go as long as you can. It would be especially dumb to short pit if you didn't have any reason to pit. If you can make it all the way, there's no reason to short it. So at this point, going long kind of is the only strategy here. Part of me wishes there was a way to tell how many laps they could go on fuel from the outset without needing to like find out on the fly, as everybody's kind of finding out on their own just how far you could push it. Two laps to go, and it looks like it's going to be every man out here for themselves. Zent's trying to hold a top 10 from Frosty Wusky. The driver's kind of closest on points, trying to count those points. Team Duke, counting points. Born Ready, counting points. Got past Eric Monaco. Krugemeyer, counting points. A pass on Exo Tiger. This is like the little micro interactions that really matter in the grand scheme of things. He's not going down without a fight, but I think the outside momentum there is really what's going to put the 60 in front of the 62. A big gap back to Nick Breeding. Coco Latte, Racing Fan. Racing Fan getting the jump on the 01. Whoa, the 01 really had to just kind of concede there. Canadian Lux, he wanted that spot, but doesn't want to junk himself for it. Ben McDonald just trying to get closer to Ringo, but doesn't look like that'll be the case. Nobody on pit road. This time around is going to be the most telling part of this. I think Ringo is going to go for broke here, because what else you got to lose? White flag in the air one more time around, as everybody is going to go all the way. Battle for the top 10 spot. Frosty Wusky just can't seem to get it underneath Zentz. Just doing one more trip through the field to see any spots that may be on the change. RS Fast 11 got past BS Fast 11. But right now it is all 66. Running this race from bottom to top. Continuing a very strong season that he has put on today. And has kind of culminated throughout the entirety of Season 7. A few more corners to go. And he'll plant his flag at the round table as a true contender for a championship run. Bonus points are important. He's looking for more. Back onto the short chute. Ben McDonald just never able to get some traction going, even with that second place track position. All in on the 66. Ringo getting his third win of the season at Watkins Glen. Ben McDonald just can't believe it, but it had to happen that way. Toad Warrior rounding out top 5. And Frosty Wusky got that spot in the top 10 from Zentz. Very important points being exchanged here. Krugemeyer's 16th. Canadian Lux is 21st. CS Fast 11's 39th. Yep, all in on the 60. With a solid win here today. And the rest of the standings looking like Some drivers doing good, others not so much. That's all we have for this race. We'll see you next time. Take care.